Hello and welcome to Premiership Glory, where we're counting down to the AFL's Grand Final between Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs. I'm Tony Armstrong. Coming up, Brownlow medalist Shane Woewodin gives us an insight into what will be going through the players' minds in the lead up to the big game. And what is the Melbourne curse? But first, let's head to Perth, where the Grand Final is being held for the first time. Here's reporter Tom Wildey.
Tony, of course, it's only a matter of time before thousands of AFL fans make their way across the Matagara Bridge over here over my left shoulder, on their way, of course, to the home of football here in WA, Perth Stadium. The venue, as you can see over here, will soon hold around 60,000 AFL fans enjoying what's going to be a historic game of football here in WA. The Western Bulldogs and Melbourne vying for the AFL Premiership. Of course, the Demons looking to break a 57-year drought. The Bulldogs hoping to score their second premiership since 2016. Now, it's been a big 2 weeks here in Perth. Of course, all the thoughts are with those people in Victoria and New South Wales who are in lockdown, and especially in Victoria where the game's away from the MCG and they can't, for those long-suffering Melbourne fans, celebrate their team's chance at history. But the game's really been embraced by the West Australian public. That's been shown by the turnouts at open training sessions, the uptake in tickets. Of course, Melbourne and the Western Bulldogs used up both of their 12,000 ticket allocations on their respective days last week, with fans in the West taking up the offers from those in the East to attend the game and support their respective sides. And of course, the general public allocation, 10,250 tickets sold in 9 minutes, with more than 180,000 people online trying to get tickets to the game. So a lot of disappointed fans, but for the lucky 60,000 or so who get to go to the venue, it's going to be a huge day of football. Of course, there's a few flow-on effects as well. They're hoping that there'll be some economic boost here to the West. The state government thinks that there will be around $200 million spent on venues, supplies, food, drinks for those not attending the games as they hold their own AFL functions to celebrate what's been a big couple of weeks here in Perth. And within the stadium, the 60,000 fans, they're catering for a huge day. They're expecting to sell somewhere in the region of 9,000 kilos of chips, 23,000 hamburgers, 7,000 hot dogs, and don't even get me started on beer. They expect to sell 130,000 cups of beer. That equates to about 1,100 kegs. To put that in context, for a Western Derby, they sell around 450 kegs of beer, and they get 55,000 to a game for a Western Derby. So they're expecting to sell 3 times as much almost beer for Grand Final day. So, Tony, I think it's fair to say that Perth has fully embraced the Grand Final. They're on board, they've picked a team, and they can't wait for the game to get underway.
They're the die-hard fans, rain, hail or shine, win, lose or draw. You'll see them behind the goals every week, willing their team to victory. They're the cheer squad, and you'll be hard-pressed to find bigger supporters. But sadly, COVID has meant they won't be in their usual seats this year. Instead, they'll be cheering on from their lounge rooms back in Melbourne. I caught up with Demons supporter Mario Galletti and Bulldogs fan Chelsea Heath.
I've been in the Bulldogs cheer squad since 1999. Nathan Brown was one of my original favourites who used to play for the Bulldogs, and I originally joined to be able to get out onto the ground and hold up his 50th game banner, and I haven't left. And
Mario, it's a family affair for you, the cheer squad, isn't it?
Oh, it is. It is. We all go down and make the banner on a Thursday or Wednesday night, and then basically it's a routine. We get on the train, we catch the train in, we all go in together, we sit down with our Demon Army family, which is amazing. And at the end of the game, win or lose, there's always a few jam donuts on the way home, and yeah, that's our tradition.
There's another cheer squad, though, helping out the Demons cheer squad when it comes to getting the banner over there. Talk us through that.
Yeah, well, we've been pretty blessed. We've got the Western Demons and Freo helping us over there.
Who's helping out the Doggies cheer squad make sure that you go and get a great banner up for the team?
We've got a big supporter group over in Perth, but Adelaide cheer squad are also helping them out. There's been some lucky Adelaide cheer squad members that have been able to get over supporting our WA supporters group to raise that banner. What's it
going to mean not being there?
So, as usual, we'll be trying to cheer them on loud as proud and hoping they can hear us from Perth from my couch in Melbourne. I'll be FaceTiming a few of my best friends to watch it. But, yeah, it's just not the same being there to be able to use your voice and get the crowd going to cheer them on in, such a big game. But I have faith in all the Bulldog supporters that are over there in Perth, and I know that they'll do us loud and proud from Victoria and cheer the boys on.
Beautifully said, Chelsea. We were just saying before, Mario, 21 years since the D's have been in a grand final. Obviously haven't won one since '64. Must be bittersweet as well for you.
It is. Look, for myself, my family, and every Melbourne person that loves the team and has followed it for so many years. But you know what? We're there. Let's just take it for what it is. It's been a crazy year, 2021, for many reasons. But we can only wish the boys all the best and good luck. And I don't know. Hopefully, we all sing the song at the end. And because I'm sick and tired of hearing when was the last time your team's won a grand final. So yeah, go D's.
If anyone knows the pressure players will be under heading into the grand final this weekend, it's Shane Woewodin. The Brownlow medalist played in Melbourne's last grand final appearance back in 2000. Unfortunately, from his perspective, it was won by the Bombers. He's also a member of the ABC Grandstand team, and he joins us now live from Perth. How good's this game going to be? Two of the best midfields all year going head-to-head in the grand final.
Yeah, thanks, Tony, for having me. Very exciting here in Western Australia. Very privileged to have a grand final in our state, a very proud footy state, and let's hoping for a great contest with two very good football teams going head-to-head and going to war and for 2 hours of work for the ultimate.
Yeah, you were lucky enough to play in a couple of grand finals, didn't quite get to taste the ultimate success, but take us in to the mind of the players now.
Certainly, you have to embrace it and enjoy it and the moments for what it is and what comes. General preparation, individual preparation, how you would do normally. You've got to take the week as a normal week. The game's not a normal game. It's a grand final. It's what we play for. So the boys will be just embracing that, I would imagine, right now, and just going through their final preparations. A little bit of excitement. Yeah, I was fortunate enough to get to a couple, climb the summit, just wasn't able to put the flag in the ground.
Obviously, a bit of a blip in the Bulldogs' form just before the finals, and I think we all got recency bias and a few people wrote them off, but, geez, if anyone can beat the D's who have been flying, it's this dog side, isn't it? It
certainly is. There's a little bit of 2016 about this one, isn't it? With the run they've had, they've come from the bottom half of the eight, played some exciting footy, a really close one against Brisbane, put Port Adelaide to the sword. So they've thoroughly deserved to get this opportunity against the D's, who played less footy, but played an unbelievable brand. We know how both these teams are very good at the contest, which is what finals is all about. So they've just got to do it for 2 more hours.
Where do you see this one won and lost? Do you see it in the midfield, or do you see it at either end of the ground?
Oh, certainly most games do start in the engine room, don't they? They're both evenly poised and matched in that area of the ground. We know the form Max score, and that'll be a really important duel with Steph Martin. I think Steph Martin plays a pivotal role this weekend with what he can do and how he sort of negates Max Gawn's influence. So that'll be a really important contest. Midfields are heavily matched. There's probably the Dogs midfield bats a bit deeper in terms of numbers, but the quality of what Melbourne have in there and how they can influence the game is critical. I
absolutely cannot wait, and I cannot let a 200-game Brownlow medalist go without getting him to not sit on the fence and give us a tip, a margin and a normie.
Yeah, I won't sit on the fence with this one. We weren't able to do it 21 years ago, so I'll tip the D's. I think it's our time, or hopefully it's our time, and this playing group can finally win one for us. So the D's by 17, and I'm going to go Clayton Oliver for the Norm Smith.
Some say the D's have more than just the Bulldogs to contend with to win the Cup. They also have to overcome a curse. But what exactly is it? And what's one of the club's favourite sons got to do with it? To explain, here's Linda Carroll. She's not only a historian, she's written a PhD on her beloved team.
Oh, the Norm Smith curse. The Melbourne Football Club dominated what was then the VFL from the mid-1950s through to the 1960s.
They are an all-conquering side, and their record over the past few seasons has been phenomenal.
Norm Smith was the heart of the club. He was involved in 10 out of Melbourne's 12 premierships to date as either coach or player. As a coach, he was dedicated. He was very determined to have Melbourne succeed, and you can definitely tell from the evidence through our premierships that he achieved that aim. The Norm Smith curse is a label that's applied to the fact that Melbourne has not won a premiership since 1964. It is really because Norm Smith's sacking in 1965 coincided with a downturn in form. Melbourne had won their first 8 games before he was sacked and then reinstated. And they were going all right until that time. So there's a thought, a belief, a tradition that was the start of the Norm Smith curse. And we haven't won the 13th premiership because of the bad spirits from that time, if you like. But you have to remember the elements that were coming together at that time too. Melbourne was not sole tenant on the ground from 1965. Richmond joined them. The game was becoming increasingly professional and the team had grown past its glory days. It was a bit of a changed landscape to when he'd first started. We also have to remember that Norm absolutely adored the club and would love to see it succeed, so I think it's more than Norm's benevolence that we need to think of this season in particular. That's me saying, stuff the Norm Smith curse, really? Yeah.
To take us through some of the key matchups and what to look out for this grand final, here's ABC analyst Cody Atkinson.
And there's the siren. Melbourne wins.
The path to the premiership podium is long and arduous. Patient Melbourne fans have been waiting since 1964, the end of a dynasty driven by the great Norm Smith and Ron Barassi. Luke Beveridge and the Western Bulldogs might have tasted more recent success, but a repeat in 2021 will be just as sweet. On Saturday night in Perth, one side will end their journey and emerge victorious after a challenging season. It's here, in the middle of the ground, that will be the true battlefield. Stars like Christian Petrarca, Marcus Bontempelli, Jack McRae and Clayton Oliver will go head-to-head for first use of the ball. The two sides have the most damaging inside midfield brigades in the competition. Both sides are dangerous with ball in hand and intimidating without it. The Dogs have had the league's tightest inside midfield rotation for much of the season, with a core group building trust in each other's capabilities. When the Dogs head inside 50, they like to change the pace of play and angles of attack. While most sides like to assess all their options before kicking into attack, the Dogs opt for more controlled chaos. They use quick handballs to play on quickly and create uncertainty in the minds of opposition defenders. Look at this example against Port Adelaide, where they catch the power defence napping.
Might just get extended a little here. Liberatore over the top wants Shaki.
The results have been amazing, with the Bulldogs scoring more than any other side this year.
Hands out the back, they're going to get another.
But to score, you've got to control the ball. And their grand final opponents have a big weapon to stop them from doing that. Max Gawn has been the game's dominant ruckman in recent seasons, able to influence the game around the ground and in the air. His mastery of the ruck contest gives his side a decisive edge. And if Melbourne's midfielders can take advantage, the D's biggest strength is revealed. It's when the ball hits the deck in the forward line that the Demons are so deadly. If they can get first use of the ball, the Demons' small forwards can read the contest well and turn the slightest of opportunities into goals. Even if they're second to the contest, small forwards like Keziah Pickett and Alex Neil-Bullen bring enormous pressure to bear on their opposing backmen.
Goes low, Pickett goes straight.
If those backmen are able to break through this forward press, they'll face more obstacles as they look upfield. The Demons boast the league's most effective all-ground defence. Their players excel at reading the flight of the ball, working in concert to deny space to the opposition. Anchored by All-Australians Stephen May and Jake Lever, the Demons' defence has conceded the fewest points per opposition inside 50 this season. The Demons and Dogs have met twice this season for one win apiece. If the Dogs' midfield can get on top early and launch quick attacks, they could have the upper hand. But if the Demons can lock the ball inside their own 50, it will be difficult for the Dogs to kick a winning score. Will Beveridge and Bontempelli lead the Dogs back to the promised land? Or will the Demons finally break their premiership drought on a stage far from home?
That's all for Premiership Glory. Tune in next time for our special coverage of the NRL Showdown with Brittany Klein. Thanks for your company, and it's bye for now.